दोस्तों, आज मैं तेजस्वी से बात करने वाला हूँ। तेजस्वी इस बार यूपीएससी क्वालिफाई कर गई हैं और वो टॉप 100 में आ चुकी हैं। तो इसका मतलब है कि अपने जर्नी के बहुत अच्छे पड़ाव तक पहुंच चुकी हैं वो। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपको उनके एक्सपीरियंस से मदद मिलेगी। तेजस्वी इकोनॉमिक्स ऑप्शनल की मेरी स्टूडेंट भी रही हैं, तो हम उनसे ये भी जानना चाहेंगे दैट इकोनॉमिक्स ऑप्शनल के लिए क्या करना चाहिए, कितना उनको ज़रूरत पड़ी एक्स्ट्रा वर्क करने की, या क्या-क्या उन्होंने किया, प्रीलिम्स के लिए क्या किया या मेंस के लिए क्या किया। तो एक-एक करके हम जानना चाहेंगे, बात करेंगे तेजस्वी से। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, मेनी कांग्रेचुलेशंस तेजस्वी फॉर completing this exam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yes.
So, tell me this, Tejasvi, how did it all begin? When did it come to your mind that I'll appear for UPSC?
Yes, sir. So I think this thought was always there at the back of my mind in the initial years, in the class 11th and 12th. I knew I wanted to pursue economics from Delhi. And
Right.
fortunately, by God's grace, I got an opportunity to do that. And eventually, when I joined college and started thinking about which career, I was to pursue, uh, realized that service and working at the grassroots is something that I would want to do, at least for a long term, from a long term perspective. And the civil services offers a platform to create an impact. So I think the ultimate goal was to create an impact. I did not know the how, but I knew the why. So I think civil services was one of the best platforms for that. So I think that's how I decided, and the
Absolutely.
idea crystallized during college.
Right. You are absolutely right. It is,
Yes.
I mean, the service is a wonderful service to help the nation upgrade itself.
Yes, sir.
So, Tejasvi, how did you choose your optional? Was that an automatic choice because of the subject?
Uh, More or less, yes, sir. But I did follow a process of elimination.
Okay.
I was stuck between economics and sociology.
Yeah.
Sociology was my minor in college as well. So, but I think I tilted heavily towards economics because of the background that I had. And secondly, the syllabus for economics optional in the UPSC also matched with the DU syllabus to a large extent.
Yes.
And thirdly, guidance was also available for topics where, we had to go a little more in depth in comparison to the honors course. So I
Yes.
think because all those aspects were covered for economics, and I think because it was graduation subject as well, I tilted more towards economics and chose that.
Right. But people must have
Yes, sir.
scared you in the beginning. This is a tough subject, etc.
Not really, sir. I mean, there were some people who mentioned it, but because I had a background in it, I was confident enough that even if it's a tough subject, I think I can manage an average score in economics. So that was
Absolutely.
the thinking. Yes, sir.
Absolutely true. In fact, I always tell students this: two students or two, three type of people are very well suited for economics. One, of course, people who have a background in economics. So automatically you don't
Yes,
have to
sir.
learn a lot then. There are many
Yes, sir.
models, many things which will be familiar to you. Second,
Yes,
I
sir.
was also talking to one of other candidates today. He has also qualified 87th rank. So he comes from an engineering background. So I was telling him this, that, engineering gives
Okay.
you again a high because graphs and all you are used to,
Hmm.
and you can do things. Then again, people from BCom honors and so on. Plus, our
Yes,
subject
sir.
is around, our subject gives 2 to 3% higher rates of qualification than other subjects. But somehow, because of its technicality,
Okay.
scare it quite a bit. So,
Yes, sir.
how was your economics preparation? How did it begin? Apart from, of course, college, of course, you were doing.
Yes, sir. So I graduated in 2021. In the month of June, and it happened online because during COVID we shifted back to our hometown. So I had a base from college, and I joined your classes in that year. I joined the optional foundation course batch because I thought just certain topics in paper one, they had to be learned more in depth and they had to be understood more in depth. And the I think the approach of writing answers in UPSC is much different as compared to what it was in graduation. So I
Right.
think I needed practice there as well. So I joined your optional foundation class in 2021, and that's when I completed it. So that was the only class I took for economics.
Right.
And that, along with my graduation material, I think though that formed the base.
Very good.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think you have been writing your tests quite consistently.
Yes, so I did write my tests, but it was only in the last year that I wrote them consistently, not so
Right.
much, say, in 2022 or 2023.
So
But
I think that
yeah,
might have
yeah.
made a difference, isn't it? I mean, I'm just guessing, asking you.
Yes, sir. So this was my first mains and first interview. So I have given three prelims first. So I don't know. I mean, I did not write as many tests for economics in the first two attempts, but eventually post mains in last year in 2024, I attempted our tests, full length
Right.
exams, and I had a lot of focus on the previous year questions.
True.
So those were the two things. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, absolutely. In fact, that is the combination one should take. In fact, while teaching you in the class, also I tried making sure that 80% of previous years get answered,
Yes, sir.
or
Yes,
maybe
sir.
85. And the rest 10,
Yes,
15, I try covering with the test series that, the students,
yes,
if they
sir.
are able to cover it, I'm sure it does well. Tell me this, Tejasvi,
Definitely, sir. Yes, sir.
that uh, for economics optional, uh, you know, apart from writing practice and everything, paper two, what did you do in preparing your paper two?
I think I was really scared for paper two, because given the vastness of the subject and the complexity of the subject in paper two, I was I did have notes for paper two, topic wise notes, topic wise PYQs solved, but I was just really scared for attempting this paper because it has a tendency to sound a little more like general studies, but you have to maintain that depth and that just that nuance that is needed in an optional paper.
Right.
Uh, so overall, I think firstly, I ensured that union budget and the economic survey, not just of that year, but also of the previous 3, 4 years was covered. And because I was following your lectures closely and also the budget and the eco survey for the past 3, 4 years very closely, I had short notes and just so this basically became my skeleton for the answers in economics paper two. It was not like this was the value addition, but rather eco survey became the skeleton for most of the chapters.
Perfect.
Because if
Tessie,
we
I'll
look
just
at
stop
the
you for
yes,
one
sir.
minute because
Yes,
you
sir.
said something very important, and I want to highlight this for everyone who will listen
Yes,
to
sir.
us in future. That in economics optional paper two, your India before 47 and India between 47 and 91 are generally static in nature because those
Yes,
things
sir.
change. So those
Yes,
notes
sir.
can always be created with some diligence, and then I give you the class notes, and all that can be used.
Yes,
India
sir.
after 91, Tejasvi has very correctly said that if you do 2, 3, 4 years of survey, they become a very good skeleton to write multiple
Yes, sir.
answers. And I think I'm just asking again, Tejasvi, you tell me. I think they also must have helped you in writing your GS answers even in paper one and two sometimes, apart from paper three.
Def yes, sir, definitely. I mean, just the value addition material which comes from the economic survey
Yes.
that helped me across my GS papers.
That
Yes,
is
sir.
why, people, in fact, right now also, just before meeting you, I was taking a survey lecture.
Yes, sir.
So my team was asking me that why do you do it so diligently that 1 hour on every chapter or 1.5 hours?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like others, you can also make it a 3 hour video and finish it. But
Yes,
I think
sir.
those 3 hours video will not do justice to what survey has the capacity to do for a UPSC student.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. And especially, I think, for an economics optional student.
Right,
Right. That becomes the fodder and the skeleton of our paper two answers.
right, right.
Yes, sir.
And for paper one, what were your general resources, Tejasvi?
The paper one, I stuck to the college textbooks of advanced macro and advanced microeconomics. Though they are written by foreign authors, I just thought it was easier to understand them because I'd read them in the in 3 years of my graduation. And along with that, for international trade and economics, I referred to the Salvatore. And for growth and development, I went back to my college notes. And even for environmental economics, I went back to the college notes. But I supplemented all of this with our teaching material that you had given us and with the lectures. My
Right.
notes were really comprehensive.
So you
So
had
what
combined all
happened
of
was,
these and made your notes.
yes, so I had combined all of this. So I relied heavily on the college notes and your notes. I tried reading the Ahuja book for my advanced microeconomics, but
Yeah.
after looking at that book, it's just so long and so huge. And
Not
honestly,
useful
I could
also.
never read it. I
Yeah.
did pick up a few topics from there. Not that I skipped it entirely, but it was very need based when it came to that book. I couldn't read it cover to cover.
Yeah.
So yes, sir. By the end, I was so like well versed with graphs that I could. I could just revise each topic of, say, microeconomics or macro by just drawing graphs.
Right.
So I think that's how I covered paper one.
Perfect. In fact, that is what
Yes,
I try
sir.
doing in the class, that I try giving you that basic material so that,
Yes, sir.
you are able to solve the answers decently. I think the real challenge is to understand the questions in the exam.
Definitely, sir. Yes, sir. I think identifying which model is being asked.
Yes.
If we cover the PYQs of the past, even if we do it for the past 10 years, I think we are in a much better position as
True.
compared to just revising notes over and over again.
True. True.
Yes, sir.
And for answer writing, you were writing those test series things. They just the test series
Yes,
that you
sir.
conduct.
Yes, sir. I wrote the tests. I wrote the full length examinations in the
Right.
month of August because
Right.
mains happened in September last year.
Right.
But along with that, on a daily basis between prelims and mains, I solved the PYQs. And by solved, if not solved them entirely, but just practice graphs for paper one.
And again, made a
Uh,
skeleton of.
just the skeleton of answers. That is what I did. But yes, at least for like macroeconomics, I was extremely confident there. International economics, I was confident.
Right.
Micro, relatively less. But again, there's a graph there as well, which subjects I was strong at within economics.
Right.
But I just knew this really well, so I could choose my questions properly in the exam.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And now I will go to some general questions that I can
Yes, sir.
ask you. So, first was that it was your first mains
Yes, sir.
that you were writing. So, how was the experience? You have in mains, it's quite a tiring endeavor.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know,
sir.
3 continuous days of writing and so on. So, how
Yes,
were you
sir.
managing your time between prelims and mains?
Yes, sir. I think between prelims and mains, the idea was right after the prelims, I tried to get back to writing. And I did that with GS4 and optional subject. So I tried
Perfect.
revising paper one in 15 to 20 days right after the prelims exam because that time is it's a time of
Very
uncertainty. It's a
different.
time
Yes.
of continuous self-doubt. So I think just keeping yourself engaged is very important in those 15 days, and that can go a long way ahead in that 3 month time period. So I
Absolutely.
started with GS4 and economics paper one. And on a daily basis, my day was divided into half day for optional and half day for GS. And within GS also, I focused a lot more on ethics. Uh,
Okay. Yes.
and the other papers were covered in, say, a week's time or 10 days' time per paper. So that was the idea. So revising the syllabus at least 3 times in that 3 month period, that was the goal. Not 3 months, less than 3 months.
Right.
But
And did
that was the
your
idea. Yes, sir.
did your mark sheets give you any surprise or something? Or did it go
Uh,
according to the way you prepared?
No, so I think there were surprises definitely. I don't think that there can be a certainty in all the subjects that we
Right.
study, but definitely I was expecting essay ethics to do well. It did do well,
Right.
and surprisingly, paper two in economics I scored more as compared to paper one, but I was really
Okay.
afraid of paper two. But so there are surprises in the mark sheet as well. But all in all, it went well. Yes,
Yeah, it has. That is why you are in
yes,
top
sir.
100. So, that is the great part,
Eh,
that being in top 100 means that. And what have been your preferences, Tejasvi? Is it IAS, IPS, something like that? How have you
Yes,
preferred?
sir. Yes, sir. I've given IAS as the first preference and IPS as the second.
Okay, so then
Yes, sir.
that okay, perfect. And tell me one more thing, Tejasvi, that two questions I will ask you one after another.
Okay.
So the first one will be, I think, relatively simpler. Second one might become a little complex. You take your time and answer.
Yes,
So
sir.
the first question is that what should be the general routine? General, I know everybody has their own journey, but what should be the general routine 3 weeks before prelims, which we are hitting
Hmm.
now, you know,
Yes, sir.
uh, to do well on that day?
Yes, sir. So I think 3 weeks before the prelims, the first thing to focus on is your mindset and temperament. That is the most important. In my 3 years, three prelims, I've realized that more than academics, mindset plays a huge role in this examination. So having
Yes,
a positive mindset, having a calm temperament, trusting yourself, whatever you have studied is enough. I think and telling this to yourself every single day is very, very important in the coming 3 weeks. Because we tend to forget, we tend to go in self-doubt, and it's human. It happens to all of us. But just telling ourselves that, okay, yes, we are doing well, and trusting ourselves, that is most important. I think so, mindset. And secondly, having a revision based schedule wherein wherein we test with the help of PYQs and then revise the subject. So test with PYQs first and then go back to the weaker concepts. I
Hmm.
think that approach rather than reading and then testing again.
Hmm. Hmm.
So having a test revise test strategy
Hmm.
that can really help. And also less is more. So do not read more current affairs. Do not run behind more books. So that just trust yourself. Trust what you have read.
Right.
Trust that PYQs are going to be enough.
In
So
fact, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you. I have
yes,
a
no
theory
sir.
about prelims I wanted to share with you. You tell me if
Yes,
it
sir.
works because you guys are the applicants of these theories.
Yes, sir.
That, I always believe that we overhype current affairs a lot. And, those tough questions of prelims. If
Yes, sir.
everybody can focus very well on the static and the regular
Yes,
question
sir.
and try at least not getting them wrong in the prelims, I think
Yes,
even
sir.
that will make the journey relatively easier. So I would like to know your views. How do you think?
Yes, sir. So very rightly said, sir. So static is the king when it comes to prelims. So just there are certain thumb rules. Static will be mastering static is very important because current affairs it's an unknown variable.
True,
It's dynamic. It's going to change.
true.
But run behind the static. Ensure that at least the basics of polity, basics of economics, basics of mapping, geography, these are
Hmm.
covered well.
Hmm.
And also
That you don't
identify
make a
your
mistake
strength and
there.
weakness. Yes, sir. I think, and also identifying strength and weakness within your subject.
Hmm.
That can also go a long way. So, generally, we face this issue that we get stuck in two options and then don't know how to proceed. So,
Hmm.
this is where PYQs can really help us because the insights from PYQs are, I think, essential in solving this dilemma. So, whenever we get stuck, just go back to the PYQs and the exam in itself is always giving us hints that okay, no, A can be the answer or C is not the answer. So
Okay.
different techniques can be applied, like uh, negate the existing statement, see if the negated statement is right,
Right.
and I think that's the way forward. But definitely, so covering your static well and focusing on the conceptual subjects, analytical subjects like polity, economics, international relations, and geography. I
Hmm.
think that can go a long way. These subjects can be different for others. For me, it was polity, geography, economics, and international relations. So I relied heavily on these.
True.
For me, history was a little on the weaker side. Basic
Right.
history I knew, but
Right.
advanced I didn't. Similarly, basic art and culture I could solve,
Hmm.
but advanced became difficult. Likewise, for environment, when I used to get stuck into options, environment questions, I was I used to get them wrong. But economics, I wouldn't get wrong. So I think just identifying these trends that, okay, this is my strength, this is my weakness, and that's how I'll play it in the actual exam. That is very important.
In fact, reflecting on what you said, in fact, that is also what I keep suggesting to students who appear.
Yes, sir.
Exactly, that is what you have said also. That it is very important that we identify what are our strong points
Yes, sir.
and focus on that in the examination rather than worrying about what we don't know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now I come to the second question, Tejasvi, which, as I had said, you
Yes.
choose your answer. But you are a very good person to answer that. That when you navigate through this exam, and suppose
Yes,
when
sir.
you didn't get through prelims in your first couple of attempts, what should be the mindset at that time? What was yours? Was it different in the first attempt than second, or what? How did you manage? What did you go about?
Yes, sir. So definitely, I mean, I experienced different feelings in these over the course of these three attempts. Because
Hmm.
in the first attempt, it was novel, it was new, and I had that adrenaline rush to do it. But along with that, I also had a casual attitude where I ignored CSAT.
Oh.
So yes, sir. So that is why I couldn't clear prelims in my first attempt. Second attempt, it was a mindset of self-doubt, and 2023 being the paper that it was in prelims,
It was, yeah.
I just missed by a whisker, but that was due to self doubt because I couldn't trust myself when I was taking the decision in the paper.
Hmm.
And I attempted less number of questions. So I think in the third attempt, I was much more calmer, much more integrated. And I was sure that whatever I have, I just have to express myself during prelims and just follow my knowledge whether instinct, whatever it is. It can be knowledge, instinct, but just give your best, I think, on that day
Hmm.
and be calm and trust yourself. That is very important in this exam, whether it's prelims, mains, or interview. Because if we don't have that connection with our own selves, we can't, I don't think we can really express it on paper and go
You're
ahead.
absolutely right. You're absolutely, and in
Yes,
fact,
sir.
what I am actually very impressed by. That's why I was asking you this question. My guess is, again, you can tell me because I had been receiving questions from you in this whole
Yes,
journey,
sir. Yes,
and
sir.
even in the years last year and so on. And to be honest to you, I'm not saying it because you are in front of me, but to be honest to you, I was very impressed with the kind of questions you would ask. They'd be very precise and to the point, and they would be making sense, unlike sometimes other things I receive. So that told me that even if prelims was not happening, I think you were
Hmm.
still with your mains journey. You were doing that and preparing. Uh, that was, I think, a reason that this is the year you clear prelims and you do mains, you do interview, and you are through. I think the preparation was continuous. So again, if you could put some light on
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir, definitely. I mean, the preparation was consistent and continuous. Uh, Over the course of 3 to 4 years, I have studied always. Like, it was never that I stopped studying. There were
Hmm,
days when I took an off or I took a longer break.
hmm,
Maybe one day went on to 3 days, but
hmm.
I always got back to the study table. It took some time because, especially post the first prelims exam and the second prelims exam, there was a gap of 1, 2 months. But I
Hmm.
just asked myself if I'm going to do this again. And I think it was more difficult after the second prelims failure, after 2023 prelims, because
Yeah,
I'd already invested 3 years and just, I don't know, just asked myself whether we want to do this again. If yes, then it's like let's just give it our all. So I
yeah,
think picking yourself up after uh, some downs, certain downs is little difficult. But
yes,
it's doable, it's possible, and I think we should just treat it as an exam ultimately.
true.
Sometimes you pass, sometimes you fail, and things happen at the right time, I think.
Absolutely,
All of this is
absolutely.
in hindsight, definitely. But in that moment, of course, I was feeling low. And but I had the support of my family.
Yeah,
My parents were always there, family was there. Never did anyone around me say, don't try it again,
yeah.
or you have to do this only. There was always freedom, there was always choice.
And
And
that I think is
whenever
a big
yes,
bonus.
sir. Exactly, sir. So it was very comfortable, and there was never a pressure of any kind at all. So I think that has really shaped me and molded me into the person that I am today. Without it, it wouldn't have been possible.
On a personal note, I would confess that whenever I meet wonderful children like you, I believe that I should pay some fee to meet your parents. That how did they bring up such wonderful children? So
No,
maybe I'll take
sir.
some tips. You know,
Thank you,
so
sir.
it's always great. One last thing, Tejasvi, how was the interview experience?
Yes, sir. So this was like the first interview that I ever gave because during college I decided that we have to do civil services. So let's not sit for placements. And I think so. It was surreal, honestly. Like it happened my interview was in the afternoon slot, and it went a little beyond the DAF, and it was based on current affairs. But just I think it was one of the most surreal experiences. And after I came out of the interview hall, I remember I was talking to my parents, and I was just happy. I didn't know whether it was good or bad, but I was just happy. So
Right.
turns out it did go well. So I think yes, sir. It was one of the most like surreal experiences I've had.
I understand. And
Yes,
thankfully,
sir.
it has come out well for you.
Yes, sir. It did. I mean, the interview really got the rank. So
Oh, it did. So how much did they mark you?
yes, sir. So 200.
Oh, that's good. That means they wanted you
Yes,
to be
sir.
in services.
Thank you, sir.
Honestly, I'm telling you, like, anything around 200, 205, it
Yes,
implies that
sir.
the board wants you to be in the service. So, of
Hmm.
course, that's something that is very impressive because they are people who do a lot of hard work in analyzing you guys. So, if they're giving you
Yes, sir. Yes,
200,
sir.
you must be pleased with that because that means you're a good personality, then only they give you marks.
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir. I was very happy and grateful because I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know how to mark myself. Post the interview, was wondering good, bad, don't know. But just that feeling of happiness and that feeling, sense of completion, I think
yeah,
that was there. Just completion of the process. Though
true.
it's never complete unless we get the result. But I think
No, but yes,
Yes,
the
sir.
process is completed, so that itself is a very
Yes,
satisfying.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
So thanks a lot, Tejasvi, for giving me your time, and I hope whenever you are in Delhi, we will meet.
Thank you
I
so much,
look
sir.
forward.
Yes,
If your
sir.
parents come along with you, they are most cordially invited. Please do bring them along.
Definitely,
You know.
sir.
So we will meet
Definitely.
definitely. And it's always a special feeling
Yes,
to
sir.
interview all of you who are my economics optional children when you guys qualify. So, I'm
Yes,
pretty
sir.
happy. Even this year also, there are more than 10 of you who have qualified. So that gives me a lot of pleasure. So in meeting all of you. So God bless you. And
Yes,
whenever
sir.
in Delhi, please do come over. I'll look forward.
Definitely, sir. And thank you so much once again for being a strong and constant guide in the past 4 years. But I'm deeply grateful to you for that. Sir. Thank you so
Always,
much.
always. You are
Yes,
my
sir.
children. God bless you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.